Welcome back and happy Wednesday. It feels like the STEEP community has risen from their death because we have plenty of community challenges to cover today, along with our main topic. Mitch and I are discussing snowmobiles. Can't wait to get after it. It's Après STEEP, episode 7. Well, we've been talking about it, and the time is finally here. This is your final week to enter Check My Steez. It is finally back. You can check it out on their Discord or on their Reddit page. But if you don't know, Check My Steez focuses on a realistic, unbroken line, and this one is going to take place in Japan. They're looking for a 3-minute long video, and it is due on February 14th. So again, check their Discord, linked below. You can also head on over to Reddit and get all of the information you need to compete.
And just Steep It's Shred the Spot video is up. The intro and the ending are masterpieces. I won't spoil it for you, but head over and watch all of the great runs. Shred the Spot 2 is now open, and it's taking place in Les Comètes in the Alps. It's the Village from the Rooftops challenge that can be found in the menu. There are plenty of different buildings and features to interact with. The submission deadline will be midnight, Thursday, the 18th of February.
And saving the best for, well, next to last. This one might be the most important piece of news you hear all week. The Riders Republic Discord server emoji voting is now open. You can head over to that channel to thumbs up your favorite emojis, including the Mitch Pog. Please vote your hearts out so that we can have Mitch's face on every single post in the Riders Republic Discord server.
And the final piece of news for this week, we will keep the real life kit review photo album open for one last week. We already have 5 people who have submitted pictures of their skiing, snowboarding, or wingsuiting gear, so you can post your photos and we'll review them in one of the upcoming episodes.
Oh, I can't wait for that episode. That one's going to be a blast. You know what else I can't wait for? Snowmobiles in Riders Republic. Let's go. Alright, so let's go. Snowmobiles. The only clip we have seen so far from these beautiful machines was just a passing rolling shot in the trailer, so we haven't seen a whole lot.
Yeah, we got a total of 1.5 seconds of snowmobile action in that Riders Republic game preview trailer in the section where they're showing off the Grand Tetons, but boy, oh boy, am I excited to cruise on some snowmobiles.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting that we never got anything talking about tricks on a snowmobile, but as far as we can tell from one of the old dev blogs, it looks like the snowmobile is primarily just going to be a vehicle for transportation, so getting you from the bottom of the hill up to the top in a better way than just walking.
Yeah, it was mentioned in the developer blog alongside paramotor and walking as one of the ways to get around in addition to all of the other sports. And when they talked about the freestyle system in the game and the different tricks you could do, they talked about skis, snowboards, and bikes. Nothing about the snowmobile or the paramotor, but also nothing about wingsuit for freestyle, and it's still one of the sports you can play. Either way, I am super excited to be able to drive a piece of machinery around this mountain, going up the hill on the ground instead of having to use the paraglider or the rocket wingsuit. You can now do it on the ground.
So now, before we even begin to speculate on what the snowmobile could end up being in the long run of Riders Republic, I just want to say I really hope that they put some speed into this snowmobile, and more importantly, that they work the snow physics in with the snowmobile. I'm talking about getting to the top of the mountain and deciding to shred down the side, not even having to pull off a trick, but just enjoying some powder, letting that back end sink in and just kicking up a massive snow cloud. I think that would be one of the best things in the game if they give it that option. It could very well just be a little putz, you just take it up the mountain and boom, you're done. Put the snowmobile away, it's time to shred.
Man, I think at this point I would be asking way too much, but even if you can't pull off tricks, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this snowmobile. I want to rock the denim jacket, the denim pants, and then be able to use an emote in the game saying, "Are you silly? I'm still gonna send it," and then recreate that clip from 10 years ago where the guy just takes the snowmobile off of that homemade ramp in his backyard and just smashes it on the ground.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Oh my god, yeah, well, hey, we cut our teeth on making recreations, so what's to say that we can't keep making recreations in Riders Republic? That would be absolutely incredible to try and tackle first day out on the mountain. But now I really think we should get into what we're all here for, and those are wild speculations and demands to our friends over at Ubisoft.
We've been going pretty heavy with these demands recently, but it's just fun to come up with ideas until we actually know what's going to happen in the game. I think one of the craziest ideas, not going to happen, don't expect it, don't hope for it, I'm sorry I'm even bringing it up, but it would be wicked if you could, of course, tow your friends on the snowmobile with the skis and snowboard going behind you with that water ski rope.
Honestly, I think that would be the easiest thing to implement on the snowmobile. You know, forget the tricks, forget pulling off a double backflip on the snowmobile. That is a pipe dream that may show up in a DLC way down the road, but that's just wishful thinking at this point. I really think a tow rope for your friends would be the easiest thing to strap on to the back of that machine. That would be so much fun to just whip you around a corner, send your friend flying on a huge flat. Oh man.
Well, again, I don't know. Do you remember how awful using the cargo bob tow rope was in Grand Theft Auto? Just impossible to control in an online lobby with the lag between people and, it just working with cars. I've seen a couple of games where ropes between two players just don't end well if they're a multiplayer game.
Yeah, but okay, devil's advocate here. That's Rockstar, right? And we all saw how Red Dead Redemption 2 turned out and their online, just absolute garbage. But regardless, we are huge fans of Rockstar, but their servers work differently than Steep's servers or Riders Republic servers. There aren't NPCs, there aren't active cars driving in the road. There was a lot going on in that map that it was kind of understandable if one thing like a tow rope or, the cable that dropped from the helicopter just didn't work exactly how you wanted it to. Of course, you weren't going to get pinpoint precision in an online GTA 5 match because there were 65 other people ransacking the poor AIs and NPCs of Los Santos. So I think those are on two completely different levels. I really think that the tow rope would be easy enough to implement. I'm not a dev, I don't know.
I'm also interested to see what kind of speed you can get on these snowmobiles, because in the trailer he looks like he's just doing a nice relaxing stroll. He is in a flat area and he does have some skiers and boarders in front of him, so I know he wouldn't be ripping it up, but I'm wondering if you can actually crank on that engine and just take off flying across the mountain, or if it's going to be something where you can just go a little bit slower and enjoy your time as you're headed back up the mountain.
To build off of that, I'm interested to see how it handles. I touched upon it earlier on, but to be able to carve your way up the mountain rather than just make a straight line and get yourself up there, I think it would be a whole lot more enjoyable if you could feel the weight of this thing in your turns. You turn those front skis and that back end just kicks into the snow. That all depends on the top speed of the snowmobile and, just how far they wanted to work on it. But, oh man, I just can't wait to get my hands on it. There's so much to expect from such a simple item in the game. I really, when the game comes out, I expect it to be underwhelming. I do. But we can only hope right now because, like you said too, we haven't heard from them. We haven't heard from a dev blog or any updates on the game for a while. So this is all just massive speculation.
Well, speaking of speculation, you were pretty heavy on your notes for this week's main topic. I saw you wanted an X Games snowmobile event in the game if you were getting your dream list. We didn't get snowmobiles at the X Games this year since they did a limited roster, but they did have some in the past. They have some freestyle events and I believe a snowmobile race series too, kind of like a motocross, so those would be kind of cool to see.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was specifically referencing the snowmobile freestyle event where they just send it, like full throttle, send it off of a ridiculous pitched jump and just pull off something insane with that much machinery underneath of you. You know, you're pulling off a backflip. If you don't get that rotation exactly right, if you don't pull that throttle to the exact spot that it needs to be to complete that rotation, like 2,000 pounds are coming down on your body and they're going to squish you like a jelly packet. So there is so much danger surrounding the X Games snowmobile events. I would just, do I have to say anything else? That's all that you need to know. I would just, I mean, you know, we would also have to try a snowmobile slope style as well, like trying to grind rails with the snowmobile. You know, that's what everyone would be doing. You know, well, the front two spokes connect to skis, so maybe it'll cling to this rail or something. People just trying to send it down the snow park. That would also be incredible. There are so many opportunities for this snowmobile to just wreck everyone's day, and I am 100% here for it.
That's true. From what I'm picturing, there's two different routes that this snowmobile could go. It could either be on rails and just stuck on the ground at all times, so you're driving a little bit slower and you're always stuck to the ground, or it's able to come off the ground, which does mean you could go off a cliff with it. Or like you were just saying, if you line up a jump right, maybe you're able to take the snowmobile off of a jump, try and get it sideways on a rail, or just balance it, do a 50-50 on the snowmobile. So you're right, I'm just really interested to actually get our hands on the snowmobile and then see what's possible.
Exactly, that's all I'm saying here. I mean, look, in Steep we had the sled, and Sled Gang, cover your ears. The sled was a fun idea and people are still making it wonderful with all of their edits and all of their competitions and everything, but it just isn't the same as skis, snowboard, and God forbid rocket wingsuit. I mean, it just can't compare on the same level of, you know, getting technical and all these things. I'm going to stop myself because I know that I'm going to get some hate mail this week from Sled Gang specifically. All I'm saying is if you're not going to include sleds in Riders Republic, the snowmobile, also referred to as a sled, should pack a little more punch than the OG.
I'm also wondering if we're going to see any sort of customization with the snowmobile. The sled, I believe, don't get me wrong because I'm not much of a sledder.
Oh, they're going to come after you too.
There's not any customization for the actual sled, just the outfit that you're wearing. But even with the paraglider in Steep, there is a little bit of customization, and I'm hoping to see some on the snowmobiles too, whether it's just picking your outfit or if you get to pick what the sled looks like, maybe the colors, the skis, maybe they have certain themes like the World War II rocket wing suit, and that's one of my favorites in Steep. Just, again, interested to see what is possible.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think we are the only channel on YouTube right now talking this in detail about the snowmobiles of Riders Republic. This is exclusive content, guys. You can't get this anywhere else. And all of our predictions, all of our demands and requests, they're going to be denied. We all know that. It's probably just going to be a transportation vehicle. You're probably going to spawn it at the bottom of the hill. It's going to take you to the top, you get off, and you get back to the game. But we're having some fun because we don't have a dev blog to discuss, and, you know, we just don't have a lot more information on riders. So we're trying to keep it fresh. We're trying to keep it new. And yeah, this is what we came up with. So please let us know in the Discord, let us know down in the comments, what are you excited to see and what would you love for the snowmobile to have? What ability would you love to see on the snowmobile specifically? I cannot wait for sled version 2. It's going to be so much better. Whatever they put out on the mountain, it's going to be so much better. I just can't wait to hear the audio tracks that they use for these snowmobiles. You know, you hear your friend in the distance. Mitch is at the bottom of the mountain. I'm up at the top, and slowly I hear him. You know, he joins. Jeez, what just happened outside? He joins the session, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be right up." And just slowly, you just hear the of his snowmobile climbing up the mountain. That's going to be so much fun. Going to be such a different level of immersion in the game, hopefully. Cross our fingers. Ubisoft, please make the snowmobiles cool. Jeez, construction outside. Would you cool it? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
I think we're done here. I think we're headed to the Riders Roundup. First up in the Riders Roundup, it is time to pick our favorite photos from the weekly challenge. The theme from last week was Drop In. We got some great submissions. So, Nick, what is your favorite photo?
Well, spoiler alert here, I'm going to be a little stickler to the name Drop In. There were some wonderful shots of aerial sends, and I'm sure that you guys were dropping in on some huge cliffs, but I'm going to have to go with my man Bainiff over there with this huge send through the sunset. I mean, you see him just pulling off what appears to be the start of a massive backflip on this steep as mountain. I'm feeling certain ways with this image. It is moving, to say the least. And Mitch is currently scouring every single picture from the weekly challenge because he can't make his mind up right now. Seriously, all of these entries for drop-in were killer.
Yeah, this was a tough pick once again, but to redeem ourselves with Sled Gang, I'm going to go with the Joker's photo of him holding the sled over his head like Thor's hammer about to strike down, but you can tell he had some massive air off of a cliff or a jump. I don't think I've ever gotten this much air on the sled. The sun's setting, he's holding the sled and about to drop down onto one of the steepest sides of the mountain.
Once again, well done to Bainiff, well done to the Joker, pulling out some huge ones this week for drop-in. Up next, we're going to be looking towards Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day celebrated on February 14th. We're looking for your perfect Valentine's Day card, and I'm sure Mitch has a beautiful example up on screen right now. Feel free to put your favorite I love you message. It can be cheesy, it can be heartfelt, whatever you want. Make it fun, enjoy this one. Submit your picture for this week's weekly challenge and then promptly start spamming every single Discord server you have with your Valentine's Day cards. I'm sure everyone will appreciate it.
And now on to our self-promo spotlight. The first, we have a post from Après of an edit he did called 2 Riders 1 Spot. It's playing in the background right now. I love these concepts. We did this way back in STEEP where we tried to do 50 photos at one jump location with a group of friends just to see all of the cool possibilities we could come up with. I love jam sessions that happen at a single spot. Just try to milk that area for all that it's worth. See the crazy tricks and features that you can pull off with some friends.
Another community edit has been released into the wild, this one coming from Pancaked, titled Alaska Breathe. This premiered on February 9th. You can go check it out over on Pancake's YouTube channel. Of course, that link can be found down below. This is their first cinematic edit in the game, and this will account for 1/3 of their Goodbye Steep edit. You're also encouraged to try and find the hidden pancake somewhere in Kitchik. So far, I have not been lucky. Be sure to stay tuned to Pancake's channel. Make sure you subscribe because they will be releasing another edit from the mountains of Japan coming up very, very soon.
We also got a video posted from Nikola called The Secrets of Steep. He has over 1,000 hours written in the game, and this shows off a combination of all the skills he's learned, some of the glitches that exist, and how those glitches are used to get higher scores or higher times in the challenges. Not meant to show people how to cheat at the game, just show all of the glitches that exist and how they've been used. So if you want to learn something about Steep that you probably didn't know, because I didn't know most of these, I highly recommend you check out this video.
And last but certainly not least from our self-promo channel, the Finnish Flash himself, the mobile edit god, Flare, has released 2 pictures, 2 sneak peeks into his next edit. We have no idea what to expect, but from the looks of these 2 pictures, this is going to be one that you do not want to miss. So stay tuned because I am sure we will be talking about Flare's upcoming edit in an upcoming episode of Après STEEP.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Après STEEP. And if you guys want to get involved, you know what to do. Head over to our Discord channel. You can submit your photos for the weekly challenge. Can't wait to see the Valentine's Day ideas you come up with. You can also post your own clips and videos in self-promo for us to watch. And if you're feeling like it, you can suggest a topic for us to discuss, because we come up with these literally 10 minutes before we start recording, sometimes during the episode. So any ideas, help us out.
Yes, help us, please. You can also find us over on Instagram at Nick and Mitch YT. And on that Instagram page is a link tree. Yes, my fabled link tree with all of our links, including a link to our website, which I don't know if everybody knows about, but we have like an actual website. It is nickandmitch.com. That's where Mitch posts all of the TFG rules and regulations before we get our big events started. So if you just want to pop over there and get used to the layout of that website in preparation for the Tartiflette Games Season 2, still yet to be announced. That start date is still up in the air. We have no idea when we want to get back into this. So regardless, we will talk to you guys next week. We know that for sure. We will see you next Wednesday. Stay safe on the slopes. Stay warm from all of this cold weather. And wow, that was a big build-up and it amounted to nothing. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yous on the slopes.